Ciao ragazzi and welcome back to my channel. Today, after a little break, we are talking about human anatomy and in particular legs. In the last video we talked about arm and we modeled its articulation. First we modeled and sculpted the bones and then the muscles. As the arms, legs have complex shapes and now we start by bones. We'll start modeling the femur. Let's add a cube, subdivide it and start extruding, following a good reference image. The femur is the longest bone of the skeleton. It has three sides: anterior, medial and lateral face. The upper end ends with a spherical-shaped head. The anatomical neck is under the sphere. The great trochanter is an extremity after the anatomical neck. The lower part has two posterior protrusions, lateral and medial condyle, and on the sides of the condyles two reliefs, medial and lateral epicondyles. The skeleton of the leg is made up of tibia and fibula. It is articulated with the femur through the patella. The tibia is a long bone with two sides, medial and lateral. It is articulated with the condyle of the femur. We follow the same modeling also for this bone. The fibia is a long and thin bone. Fibula and tibia have the function of maintaining the upright position and absorb shocks. The patella is a short triangular-shaped bone. The front face is convex. It is joined to the tibia by a ligament. It forces the knee joint and promotes flexion and extension of the legs. The hip is made up of only one bone, the iliac bone. The two iliac bones that articulate the sacrum and the coccyx forms the pelvis. We start from the plane and extrude following the reference image. The iliac bone is a flat bone. It is made up of three parts: ilius, ischium and pubis. The outer face has a cavity, cotylar cavity, that receives the head of the femur. In the inner face, the iliac bone is divided by an arched line that divides into two parts, upper and lower. The anterior margin consists of two portions with different inclinations. There is the anterior superior iliac spine and the anterior inferior iliac spine. The pelvis is a portion of the hip bone. It is divided into two parts: large pelvis and small pelvis. Once the base mesh is defined, We add more detail with multi-resolution modifier, and we also use the dynamic topology tool to increase the detail on the target area. We start modeling the muscles by creating a cube, scaling the vertex up, and adding a skin modifier. I create a base mesh that follows the shape of the leg and begin to increase the subdivision level. With the clay brush I start to highlight the various muscles. I start with sartorius muscle. It is the long muscle in the body. It is subcutaneous and is not too visible. It originates from the anterior superior iliac spine and fits into the medial margin of the tibia. It has the function of flexing the legs on the thigh. With the moving brush, I grab the mesh to see the head of the femur. Then I sculpt the tensor fascia lata, which has a quad shape. Toward the inner side of the leg is the adductor muscle. Still with the clay tool, I draw the muscles of the gluteus. Under the muscle of the buttocks, the biceps femoris muscle with two hands is long and short. It is visible on the surface. In the space between the sartorial muscle and the tensor muscle of the fascia lata, we design the quadriceps femoris muscles. It is a vomelous muscle and consists of 4 muscular heads. The leg muscles are divided into 3 groups: front, sides, and back. In the lower leg there are flexor and extensors. The triceps muscle is very visible. It is very developed muscle in athletes. It has 2 ends, ending in 2 tendons, and it forms the calcaneal tendons, or Achilles tendons. Once the sculpt mesh is finished, I start painting. As in the last video, I divide muscles in different colors to show them more easily. First of all, I create a new texture in Blender and then step in texture paint mode. And here are the results! Well guys, as always, if you like my video you can share it and also subscribe to my channel. Ciao ragazzi and see you next time!